Welcome to the ElderAbyss show. For talking videos, it's the place to go. Game tips, rants, tactics, and more. What you'll find here, you can never be sure.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. In this episode, well actually, I just want to take a moment. This is the first episode of the new year, 2011. That's pretty nice. I just wanted to say thanks for everybody for hanging out and enjoying the show and commenting back and forth with me. It's been a good time. At this point, I'm only, I think, 3 months in on the show or something. I believe this will be episode 26, give or take. And it's been a real good time. It's been great. Y'all have made this a real joy. This turned out, well, it started out as an interest and a hobby, and it's something I wanted to kind of kick around, and y'all have made it a lot funner than I ever thought it would be. And I appreciate that. It's good times. What I got playing in the background is Bad Company 2 Vietnam, of course. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot on the gameplay. I may inadvertently mention a thing or two here and there. I can't help myself sometimes. But what I wanted to hit on was really just the new year and where my plans are to take the show as far as the games I'll be covering and that kind of thing for 2011. And of course, this will not be a definitive list, so don't hold me to it. But just to give you guys an idea of what to look forward to and expect here at the show. Let's see. All right, so let's get into the list so I don't run out of time. As of right now, I don't have a whole lot of ideas, or they're not really ideas, they're games. Of games I'm going to be covering. Yeah. The first up, though, actually at this point when I'm recording this game will release in about 3 weeks, give or take a day or two, I think. And that's Dead Space 2. If you didn't catch Dead Space 1, go rent it for sure. I wouldn't say buy it, but rent it. It is the most epic single-player game that I may have ever played. It's definitely in the top 5. I would have to really sit and think on it for a while to call it the most epic, but it's damn close. It was an excellent game. If you hadn't played it, definitely check that one out. But Dead Space 2 lands a little bit later this month, around the 25th, I think. And not only have they, from what I've seen of the campaign, not only is it just as epic or even more so from the things they've added, but they also thrown in multiplayer, and that's always an eyebrow raiser right there. With multiplayer, it looks like they're taking the approach of sort of like Left 4 Dead, where you've got 4 engineers and then you'll have 4 players that are doing round robin through necromorph characters, and it looks like fun. It sounds like fun, and if these guys do multiplayer anything as well as they do a single player campaign, the attention to detail and love they put into that, if they bring out the multiplayer, that package is going to be truly outstanding. So I can't wait for that. I'm really pumped up about that. Also, sometime, I believe it's this month or next month, I don't know the real exact date on it, is Breach. It's kind of a smaller game. I know it started off as being an Xbox Live game. I don't know if it's going to end that way. I know they're going to offer it on PC as well. But it does look interesting. Check that one out if you haven't. At this point, I'm going to check it out. No real commitments on coverage there. It depends on how it turns out to play. After that, though, the next big one I'm looking forward to really getting my hands on is Bulletstorm. That was, if you don't know, it's done by People Can Fly, but Epic Studios kind of almost produced and done a little bit of design supervision, I guess you could say, on that. And it looks really good. it doesn't look like much of a, you know, storyline, all that, as far as like compared to Dead Space. But for a good time to get in there and kick around with your friends, Bulletstorm looks like it's going to be hilarious. They got some epic one-liners, and the gameplay, it's really, they call it skill-based, but it's kind of like combo, you know, most creative kills, the more points you get. It looks like a good time, really does. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. And just to touch on the Bulletstorm thing, as of right now, if you pre-order it, you go ahead and you get your Gears of War 3 beta key. Well, it's not really a beta. I guess it is a beta. You know, in this day and age, it's beta demos. It gets clouded, but it is technically a beta. But you get that Gears 3 beta, which kind of sweetens the pot for Bulletstorm. So definitely check that one out if that one's not on your radar. It does look like a good game. On down the list, we got Homefront. Homefront's another game that is, to me personally, looks interesting. I'm going to try it out. But again, no commitments as far as the show, because I want to see how it plays first. While it has some interesting aspects, it also has some aspects that look done, redone, and killed over again, if you know what I mean. And I'm not knocking the game because I really want to try it first, but that's just kind of the impression I'm taking away from all the trailers and stuff that I've watched of it. I may have missed something, I don't know, but I am committing to giving that game its day in court. So don't knock me. Alright, next on the list, I'm trying to rush through these guys so we get them all in one episode. So we'll see how this goes over. If y'all like this kind of chitter chatter, we'll do another episode talking about some different things like this. But next on the list of games for 2011 is Brink. And if you have not checked out Brink, it's kind of lying a little low on the radar. It's not got a lot of publicity at this point that I've seen anyway. But it hit on my radar a couple of months back, and I've been keeping an eye on it and watching the videos. And that game looks freaking phenomenal. It is, you just have to see it. The art style and the art direction, finally somebody's putting some freaking color back into shooters. To me, it almost looks like Borderlands take on a, it's kind of like, I don't even want to start doing like a mix-up mashup comparison, but just from the visual art style, it looks almost like Borderlands taken to a, I don't know what a good comparison would be, but more of a shooter, a class-based shooter. I guess you could also say almost like Borderlands does Call of Duty had a baby, you know, give or take. But definitely check out Brink. I'm really looking forward to that game. The next couple on the list we'll hit real quick. Fear 3, same thing. I'll probably will cover Fear 3 because Fear 3 is usually pretty good, at least right after release, until everybody just starts running around kick sliding. At that point I get aggravated. And that's just the thing in Fear. If you've ever played it, it just eventually devolves into people running around slide kicking or whatever the hell that move is. And when that gets outbroken in the community as a viable tactic, that's when I usually start fading away from the Fear games. But the Fears usually have a great campaign, and the multiplayer, like I said, is usually phenomenal for the first couple of months where everybody's in there and new to the game, trying out the weapons and doing all their things. But once it starts leveling out, I don't know, hopefully they do something about the damn slide kick thing. I hate that freaking move. If you've played Fear, you know what I'm talking about. Alright, next up, Crysis 2. Pretty pumped about this because, well, a couple of reasons. One is coming to the console, which is another eyebrow raiser because first Crysis was just a PC thing. I did enjoy it. And I haven't, to be honest with you now, I haven't seen, and I don't even know if it's out there. I know I've just seen the like official trailers. I haven't seen any gameplay or anything like that. And on the fair side, I haven't really looked for it real hard. Like I said, I don't know if it's out there, but I am extremely curious as to where that's going to go. So that one's on my radar as well, without a doubt. I'll be keeping an eye on that one. Okay, let's see. Let's hit on the big elephant in the room here real quick. of course, the new Call of Duty. I will be giving it a day in court. I am very skeptical. I've heard some rumors, and I don't want to repeat them, you know, not in this forum, because they are just rumors from my point of view. I don't have a legitimate source to point you to. But if these rumors are anything close to true as where they're taking the underlying, not so much the story, but just the theme of the game, then I've got some deep concerns. And as you know, brand new studio putting it out too, so it'll get its day in court, you know. That's for damn sure. You can't turn away a call at this point, anyhow. After this, we'll see. But at this point, I can't turn away a Call of Duty to give it a fair shake to see if we're going to be covering it. That's for sure. It's just too big and too popular, and they're usually decent games, pretty good games. So we'll see how that pans out. More on that, you know, we'll definitely probably be hitting on those high spots of that one throughout the year as long as footage and information becomes officially available. All right. The last one that I want to touch on is a big one for me personally. It's Gears of War 3. For you guys that don't know, I am, this is kind of hard to explain. I was a really big gearhead up until about 48 hours after I got my hands on Gears of War 2. That if you were there for the release of Gears 2, you know what I'm talking about. The game as it sets right now in its current state today, after who knows how many freaking updates they've done to it and changes they've made to it, it's still squirrely in my opinion, but it's a lot better. But that game burnt me so bad those first couple of months that I would literally almost take a beating as to put it in. And yes, I did have it in this weekend playing a little bit of Horde because they were doing some crazy mix up on Hordes and Wild XP. So I'm not hypocritical. I had it in playing Horde, babe. Right? Alright. Well, hey, see? There we go. Time's about up. Anyway, guys, that's like the high level overview of the games I'm looking forward to. So catch you guys later. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Ready been told. We're all just gamers.